So you see here is Muravanka, cap 2, sitting on the right-hand side, cap 1. Over on the left, which would be the west side of the map. Attackers spawn in the north area, defenders spawn in the south. Pretty much like randoms, actually, when you're going head-to-head against each other. And here's the lineups of each team.
So Utopia coming out, type 5 heavy, the Kranwagen, nice 7, and Papa Bavian ×2 again, nice 7. I don't know, we'll see. This is the defense coming out from Utopia, and once we get into game, you will see what I was talking about in the beginning. Look what Utopia is doing on the defense.
Interesting thing for me, anyway, I don't know if it is for anyone else, but...
E50 is weak, don't even mention it.
No, I wasn't actually going to say that. I was going to say Utopia have changed their camo once again this season. So Utopia, slightly different camo than what we had last season, and it looks like Oops have maybe slightly changed their camo, just the way the pattern works on it. Still very distinctly looking like a giraffe.
I'm going to be looking at Creator and see what he can do, though. It's his first official match, the nerves, you know, young...
He's playing in the E50 as well.
Yeah,
and,
but like,
you know, it's
you see what I mean here, by the way, with the split that I was talking about from before, that you are going to have to defend that 9-0 line, and that's exactly what they're doing. They have Papa Pavian there.
Not an arty.
Not an arty, no, in a tier 10.
This is bold as well. Milosh is pushing right up against him. Decha up here on beside the grain storage there. Milosh pushing over, potentially driving the trap, and it's no surprise really to see that Muka is in the STRV.
No, Muka is always playing those tank destroyers. He's very good at them. This trade here between Milosh and Papa Pavian is going to be a stalemate for like the longest period of time.
I am really liking that camo of Utopia, actually. That looks pretty awesome.
I actually didn't pay attention to it whatsoever.
It looks really awesome. Look at it. That's sweet. That's like some kind of night camo. Now, Milosh, Papa Pavian facing off against each other. Shoku has taken a hit in his Batchat. And Milosh doing a little bit of blind firing there, trying to see if he can connect with anyone.
Just making sure there's nobody in those bushes. I mean, we've seen that before. Oh yeah, they do have a cool camo. But it's making sure that there's just nobody sitting in those bushes like we have seen before in the past. It's a very hard thing here, though, for Oops to... I don't know. I think if they group up with everybody, like listen, if I think if they push Decha on the 5 line, they pull back Raging Potato, they group up everybody else in 9-0 line with Karolf where he is, and they push down straight over Papa Pavian. They will Milosh first. They might lose Milosh, but then Papa Pavian will die, and Muka will be almost insta-dead from the 5 line. And both Shapanak and I think Bihu, who's over there, will be spotted at one point and be clipped out as well.
That's a great plan, but I bet I know one person that would disagree with it.
Insane.
Milosh.
Oh.
Now, Insane, just as you said that, Daki, on board with him as he's driving through the forest, knocking down trees. Through the town here, just coming over to beside Decha and a Raging Potato. First time Raging Potato here playing with Oops. Karolf playing with him as well. So, Oops have pretty much subbed out 50% of the team here, and with their new guys.
Well, hopefully they do 50% better than last season as well.
Ooh. I mean, it's interesting for Oops because Mayland was pretty much a carry for them in most situations.
Yeah, but he also was very specific player, though. Like a very specific player.
And he
like
couldn't. He wasn't able to play all the time
playing
as
Guerrilla, playing
TVP,
playing those kind of tanks. Not really playing anything else, almost. You know. So I don't know. It's not always the best thing to have a superstar in your team. Sometimes it's better to even have, I don't know, to have more
superstars.
Seven good players better than 6 bad players and 1 great player.
That was something that people were actually talking about with regards to how things work here. You can take 7 fantastic players, put them together in a team, but if they don't actually play as a team, they will get beaten by 7 less skilled players who've been working as a team for a lot longer.
I mean, I like the setup here for Oops, but I would really like to have them do with Decha that what I said is like push him at least on the 4-line hill, on the side of the hill there, so he can get those shots in towards the side of those tanks, those bad shots, those STRVs, and then Karolf over there as well. I don't think Raging has a real role. I mean, if you're gonna push 9-0 line, you might just as well grab your manhood and go for it, you know what I mean?
Just go in full YOLO. That is interesting. I mean, what's the game plan here from Oops? How are they planning to break this?
I think Decha is just trying to be as much of a distraction as he possibly is. If he does that, then I mean, he's just trying to like make Utopia thinking that something's happening over there, and all that happened is he got farmed a little bit.
So if he counts the shots as Raging, no, I was going to say Raging Potato's going to run in, but no, Raging Potato getting wrecked here by steroids. He is able to back off on 111 health. Does a parting shot, probably out of anger more than anything, but wow, what a wreckage.
Well, you could see that he was in Penta at one point.
Wow, if I was him, I'd be raging right now.
No, because he was playing like
playing a potato. Yay! The setup was there. Well done.
They're still trying to bait Utopia though. Decha's on the cap here. They're trying to make Utopia rotate so they can push 9-0 line. It's a bait tactic, if anything. But it's not going to work, I think, because Utopia is just sitting there. Decha is not enough to make them think, and especially because Raging didn't even comment. Like he stopped and he went almost down.
And the thing is if Shoku and Steroids wanted to push up and shoot into Decha as well, there's only Kirilov who can get crossfire shots really from that position.
Well, I mean, Raging is landing some shots onto the side of that Kranwagen turret though, so with 51 seconds left at this moment in time, now Utopia has to start worrying about what they're going to do.
Some blind fire coming here from Steroids trying to connect into a Raging Potato. Now you can see... Oh!
He drove forward.
Camo getting the kill on Papapavin, overexposing himself, and in the meantime there is a push going into the cap circle. I was just going to say Shoku was the one coming round trying to get a shot into Decha. Decha has moved out of the cap circle, so that's baited 3 tanks over there, so there is an overmatch on the other side for Oops. Can they make it work in their favour now?
And if Decha gets out of this one alive, I'm going to be very disappointed because that mouse should be dead. I have no idea why Steroids is not pushing forward right now, helping Shuku to clip out on towards Decha. Decha made it around the corner. That's big mistakes there, because in the meantime they're getting pushed on the K line.
Biku is dropping a ton of health at the moment, down to 2 shots at the moment. Shapanik is firing shots back out into him. Now Oops are taking a lot of damage for this trade, but Crater still has a lot of HP and he'll be able to get shots out as well from the backlines there. Biku running away here in front of Shapanik. He's down to a 1 shot. He's got damage tracks as well. Muka has taken a hit there in the STRV. It looks like his teammates are just going to leave him to die back there.
Yeah, he cannot run anymore with that STRV. Creator, not surprised he's further behind the rest of the tanks. It's, you know, like he's friends with Warlord. That guy goes down in the meantime though, so a good kill right there. But I still think that it was like super sloppy the way they killed Decha. They should have instantly reacted. You know, Papapavin should have said how many tanks he got hit by, which would be 4, which means that there's max 2 tanks supporting Decha. They should have instantly counter-pushed and killed him. And then they could have picked up Raging as well. I
was going to say, Raging is spotted at the moment. He is going to probably go down to Shoku, but the fact he's still in the game at the moment, even if he can just get 1 shot, it's a shot that they didn't need to take. They could have killed him out. Both Raging and Shoku missing their shots. Shoku now exposed to the rest of the team, though. He takes a hit and has to back off, and Raging lives to fight another day and gets the killing blow there on Shoku.
Yeah, Raging playing Ring Around the Rosie with him, brings him out. Karol hits the shot. Raging comes from the other side because Shuku was trying to shoot at Karol, picks it up. So getting a little bit of redemption there for the not so great play in the beginning, but Oops is now starting to excel in this round at least. They're punishing the slow reactions from Utopia, which have come out during this fight. Milosh is just dueling with Muka. He's going to be fine with that. Steroids in that TVP can do as much as he possibly wants. The tank's penetration is just not going to do much against an E50M unless Creator overpeaks. And this is just really the beginning of the end. Oops has all the angles. Everything is in favor of them.
Creator getting a shot there, looked like into Shapanik as he backed off there. As Insane finally gets the kill onto Muka. Now, Kirilov is taking a bit of damage there in his back chat for Oops, but look at the positioning Oops now have here on the tanks of Utopia. They're just slowly closing the circle on him. Insane picking up a double kill now. Yeah,
Insane comes over, kills 2 roars together with Milosh. 2 tanks left, Biku and Shapanik. We talked about what could break. They kind of did it with the bait there onto towards Papapavin, who drove forward and got removed almost instantly. I told you it's going to be hard to defend this map, and I don't know if this was the ideal setup really for Utopia. They did what we predicted they were going to do. If it's good, I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I mean, it took a little while for Oops to break them, but when they finally did break them, there's Creator picking up now a double kill, so good start for him here in the league. Kirilov picking up the kill on Shapanik, and Oops only losing 2 tanks in that exchange.
Yeah, I think Utopia could have actually still recovered from that point. After Papapavian took that amount of damage and went down in his IS-7, he should have been like, okay, 4 guys hit me. Bot shots are minus this.
Yeah.
There's only 50M there. Milosh is still over there. And both Two Roads and Shuku should have pushed onto the mouse straight because they knew Raging was 100 HP. He cannot do anything. They still have a Crown Wagon that can control him as well. Plus, when they push over into that dip, the mouse just dies. They get on the side of him.
Yeah.
Even if he has a tank in support.
One person is going to take a hit. Just take the hit.
Even if he has a tank in support, he's not going to be able to deliver that many shots. So if they kill Deja, then Shuku can go chase Raging Potato. In the meantime, the tanks from Oops are still stuck in the 9-0 line. It's just Utopia not reacting quickly enough. If they're quick and snappy, if they're doing that, then they pick up the mouse, they go for Raging. That's 2 dead tanks. Now, Deja survived pretty much the entire... Did he survive the entire game?
I can't remember.
I think
be honest.
he did. I'm not sure.
Two people were dead.
So like, I mean, it doesn't matter. He survived for way too long for what it was worth.
Yeah, the mouse died. Yeah, that was Deca.
Yeah, but he survived way too long for what it was worth. That should have instantly been shut down from Utopia. They need to be quicker on those reactions if they want to pick up rounds like this, because you could see what happened after. Shuku clipped out on Deja. Deja survived, and then he went to go chase Raging Potato.
I mean, it's early to say, but this is kind of something that Utopia were guilty of last season as one of the teams that had that. It's like, okay, plan A has failed. We don't really have a plan B. Let's just try and recover.
You can't always
from
prepare for
plan A
everything.
went.
You need to be able to react to certain situations. Not everything is always going to go as it's scripted.
True.
You need to be right in there, and you know, you need a quick thinker. Anybody at that point should have been like, we should do this.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, interesting trades. Papa Pavan, well, if he's not in artillery, it's not quite the same for him.
He was trying to get info. I think he got it.
He was playing, if he wasn't in artillery, he was usually in a light, I think.
Yeah, he was usually in a light. It's going to be some adapting for him, but I'm pretty sure he can recover from it, to be honest. So, yeah, I've seen that as well. Let's not talk about it.
But we're going to have to talk about it in just a second.
I refuse to talk about it. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to pretend like they're not on the map.
Teams are going to swap sides now. We're going to have Utopia on the attack. We're going to have Oops on the defense. You thinking this one might go 2-0, Daki, or do you think it's going to be a 1-1?
I've actually really liked Oops their Muravanka in the past. So, yes, I'm definitely with them on this map. Yes, okay. This is the lineup. It's very quick for Oops. Very, very quick, but I like
aggressive. Do you think that's going to be a base one? Just cap rush?
It can go any base, but I think they'll push out eastern side very aggressively with at least 3 or 4 tanks, maybe the 5A in support as well, the STB to play like on the 2 line, or the 5A on the 2 line with the STB like 1 line to cover the cap.
They're not going for 1 line, they're going super forest.
No, I mean like push eastern side, so like the eastern side of the it's 9-0. Like they're doing that with their bots, but like Utopia has their entire team over there, so run. Run, you fools.
Fly, you fools. Looks like E is in a lot of trouble now.
No, Shuku's in trouble because they're just going to YOLO him. No, Shuku is dead, I think.
Shuku is going to go down for this, but how much damage are Oops going to get away with? Crater taking a lot of damage, speaks around the corner, and Shuku might actually be safe because he has the overmatch of his teammates, and Oops could have just drove himself here into a really bad trade.
Well, they're going to have to do the damage right now. Shuku will go down, but not after Creator goes down. Then there comes the tank from Utopia. They lose Raging Potato, and Oops is trying to run away, but when the entire team is there, and you've only got Batshot, what can you really expect?
Now, this is really interesting because Oops tried something that was hyper-aggressive and Utopia had their own tactics in play here, but normally you'd expect the attacking team to split left and right in some way, but Utopia stayed together and that worked out perfectly in their favour because they're able to receive this charge from Oops.
They should have abandoned it as soon as they spotted like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, they should have got the hell out of there because trying to get the kill on Shoku had his entire team behind him ready to protect him there, just by pure luck.
Let's give it to Oops, though. They still have an opportunity here to make a difference. Milosh and the STB is still full HP. Shepanek needs to be careful to not overextend. Deja is a little bit of no man's land, though, and I think he's already starting to get clipped out. There's always an opportunity for Oops to make a difference, but, you know, not when you lose another tank in no man's land.
Yeah, Oops would need to get a kill right now with losing no more HP to themselves. Shepanek gets the kill on Deja. He's now going to start pushing up on the rest of Oops. So now backed into this corner. Utopia with complete map control now. Shoku is the only tank that they lost. Milosh getting shot at from the front. He's getting shots to the side. Bichu, you know, that was a bit bold.
That's not the way forward, but luckily enough, they have more than enough HP to make it work. Shepanek. Okay, now they need to stop throwing because, like, if their last Batshot dies, then what they have left is SDRV, Mouse, and IS-7. So, like, please stop throwing. Thank you.
Utopia, hello. Mukia going aggressive in STB. Papavan getting a double kill there as he gets the kill onto Milosh. Papavan looking for a triple kill as he pushes up now onto Insane. He sees Camille just about to come off reload. Gets a nice shot into him.
Camille's on the run, but luckily enough, Utopia had enough HP that even those minor mistakes,
minor oopsies, a
are
little
not
bit
coming
of
against them.
the oops from Utopia.
Yeah, I think Oops. This is something they've done before, though. That's the issue. They've been the team that pushed that 7-8 line even in the last season when there was no need for it. Well, I mean, they were doing it and it was working, right? But this time, obviously, Utopia had a strategy which was probably to clear out the forest. I mean, not to clear out the forest, to clear out anybody in bushes.
Pavan on the triple kill, redeeming himself for the previous round.
I guess they were setting up to clear the bushes one way or another, and they were like, oh, look, Oops is coming to us. Nice. Now we don't have to shoot into the bushes.
You could get 4, although I think...
What?
No, he bounced. That looked like he did bounce off the top turret there, no?
Depends on the angle. If he hits
yeah.
if he hits, every angle bounces.
1 for 1.
Auto bounces, auto bounce.
1 for 1. Nice from Papavan. Coming back into it after kind of being the first one to die in the previous round. Bit over aggressive there from Oops. Just a little bit.
That's what the thing we were talking about in the first match, though. Sometimes you have a strategy ready, which works against X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But the other team brings like
it works.
W.
This will work so long as they don't go here.
This works as long as they don't do this.
Yeah.
And then they do this, and you're like, well, nice, thanks.
So close, so close. It looked like Shocky was going to die. He did eventually die, but...
Not after they lost like
two tanks for one.
So
that quick was so
they should have abandoned it. I think they spotted never carry. I think that was the moment to be like,
it's not worth
let's
it, boys.
go home.
Yeah, let's bug out. Yeah, so 1 for 1. Interesting trade between the two teams already. Kind of expected in a way, though.
Yeah, I did say this was going to be close, right? I said 5-3, so yes, as expected.
5-3 you, 5-3 me, 5-2
I'm interested in Rurenberg, though, because I'd hate to see teams go into, let's put a mouse onto the cap, use it as a shield, put something behind it. I think
let's put a CDC on its side. And
I think I might just do my best, what's his name? You know, the guy, the guy that does the mimic thingy, you know?
The mime?
Yeah, like the...
There's a single guy.
No, it's Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah,
Charlie
guy.
Chaplin does miming?
No, I mean the guy that doesn't speak. I was talking about the guy that doesn't speak, okay? I was talking about the guy that doesn't speak.
Charlie Chaplin does speak. It was a time before there was sound on TV, Daki.
He doesn't speak.
The guy that does silent movies. Buster Keaton.
I've never seen him speak, so I don't care.
Okay, are you sure it's Charlie Chaplin you're thinking of? Are you getting the mustaches mixed up with different guys?
No.
Okay, definitely Charlie Chaplin then, right. What about him?
I lost my thought now, honestly. Like,
remember that guy, Charlie Chaplin?
Yes,
okay,
I was going to do my best impression, you know, like not speak at all.
Right, okay. Okay, just be like a silent film. Just hold up bits of paper every so often. Wow and stuff written on them.
LOL.
LOL.
XD. That's the biggest meme in 2K17, dude. XD. Can I get an XD?
There's one in Scotland just now. It's a little boy just going, I'm Brian, like out of randomness. Okay, so here we go. Runeberg. It's going to be map 2 here between Oops and Utopia. Cap 1 at it's actually the south of the map. We're looking at the map flip round here. Cap 2 kind of towards the north of the map. Sorry, south of the map.
Well, let's see. So, quite heavy lineups for both these teams, but triple 5A coming out from Oops. That is a very aggressive. That's a very aggressive stance. That could be quick zero line control at the very least. I think in like this mode right now, you cannot give up zero line. You cannot afford to lose zero line anymore. So I do think Oops should keep control over that. Papa Pyron's going into the middle in the I7. Not surprised where it can sit cool down, but okay. So Oops is taking zero line, or at least putting some pressure towards it.
Not a lot.
No.
It looks like Utopia.
With the amount of 5As they have, they can just keep pushing down though. That's the thing. They have the potential to just keep driving down.
Get a good fight down this line. They need to connect their shots.
They're doing it.
Taking a lot of damage already.
Look, Kerov and Insane just keep driving down zero line. Now they're committed. They have to keep going.
They are rushing into the cap circle as well, but Oops want this 0 line, and then he'll be able to get the crossfire shots onto the cap circle. Biku's going to try and shield Mucka for as long as he can, but he doesn't have a lot of health left to do that, as he's down to 137. One more shot, and Biku is going to drop. Milos taking some shots in the meantime, as is Kerloff as well taking some in return there on Oops, but well... This is where it's going to be decided, Daki.
No, this is already over, mate. Decha coming out from the middle, picking up Biku, Shuku now on the run as well. Muka left in nobody's land, and that's why we were talking about that zero-line control being so crucial. You could see it. Utopia was trying to set up for a quick cap, did maybe not expect this, but Oops comes out, pushes down 2 5As, and that's more than enough to keep control over that.
And Milos is still holding position at the top there on A7, so he must have got hit earlier on from someone in the window, but he's just there as an additional overwatch for the rest of his team. As you can see, Papa Pavin can peek out here, get a shot into Decha, but Utopia are down 2 Batchats, they're down 2 of their primary damage dealers, whereas Oops right now still have a lot of HP on the board and a lot of armor to be able to block shots.
Yeah, Oops is in a perfect situation here. You know what's another thing? Like, with no T-rates, you don't have a CDC that can block for you on the 0 line. You don't have a T49 that can block for you on the 0 line. There's no cover anymore unless you sacrifice a full tier 10 tank. And we already talked about that. The sacrifice of a full tier 10 is just not worth it compared to that tier 8. And I think this is pushing Runeberg even more into defensive biased map.
It becomes more of a skill play for everyone in the team in a way. You can't take like one. You don't have one player playing a gimmick vehicle in a way. You know, like locked into just one role for the entire battle.
I wonder what Caris is gonna do then.
Oh, Daki. He's gonna still play the tier 10 lights.
True. But like Caris was probably the main example of like throwaway terrain.
Yeah.
So.
And just do the battlefield commanding afterwards and being able to jump from tank to tank and give the viewpoint. I mean, Oops not comfortably taking this one. I mean, they still have doubled HP of Utopia. They still have like Raging Potato, still has all his HP to trade at the moment. Decha's been taking a bit of a beating there in his mouse though in the corner.
Yeah, but it's not a double. I mean, this round is over. It's done and dusted. Oops is just refusing to push in and close it out. Maybe trying to make a statement, maybe upset with the last round, and like, you know, there's a little bit of like, it's not even BM, but as you go like, don't die. Like, don't push in, don't die. Let them come to us. Let them just push in. You know, you're actively trying to like work onto the nerves of your opponent almost. Gives you time to talk, but it also makes your opponent feel like, wow, they're not even pushing in. Like, we have nothing going for us. They're not even pushing in.
Well, they're the defending team after all, so they don't have to do anything. They don't have to push in. They can just sit back and happily mind their own business. Now, looking at Utopia, you can see Papa Pavin has a dead driver. We see Steroids has a dead driver. Shupanik has a damaged viewport. Oops has nothing across the team that's actually taking damage. Just as I say that though, Raging Potato gets his tracks damaged. And look at this coming in the back from Insane.
Yeah, well, Insane would be the one player to push in, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's a shot into the back of Steroids as Decha picking up a triple kill there in the mouse, so he was right at the forefront of his team at the vanguard there. Never Carry now is being focused along with Papa Pawin as Decha now picks up multi-kills. That's 4 kills for him. Shoku trying to come around the back and do damage, but he is tracked on that corner. Insane is trading with him. Oh, somebody ruined it all. Cameo! No!
Well, I mean, Oops is closing it out now, but the question will be is what will they do on their attack? Because so far,
Decha mega kill. Must seen that for ages, to be honest.
What comes after mega kill?
No idea. Nobody's actually got 6 yet.
They should let him get the last one.
I'll be we'll actually see that.
Carol feels bad.
5 kills is awesome though.
But
5
like,
kills is awesome.
That's the thing, right? Runeberg, I was already talking in the beginning how I'm like not sure how this is gonna end up anymore because you can't use tanks to shield, you can't use tanks to sacrifice. Everybody's important, and like if you're in a bad shot on 0 line and there's 5 A's rushing down, you're like your first immediate thought is like, well, I can't say the first immediate thought. That was my impression.
Oh, poop me.
You know, like the first immediate thought was something like, you know.
Oh, fosh.
No. But yeah, that was a good play from Oops. It was direct counter to what Utopia is doing. Utopia wanted to set up quick cap, defend 0 line. 5 A's coming down the 0 line is very annoying. I mean, they still have a good turret. Now the question is, how will Oops attack? Because Oops is that kind of team, I think, that's going to play a lot slower.
Insane MVP,
Again,
2nd round now.
Insane, the MVP.
He'll be happy with that.
Most valuable player.
Most valuable player. Well done, well done. 2-8-5-3 with 1 kill. I don't know if I would tag him though as MVP when Decha had 5 kills. I mean, okay, maybe Decha was finishing off low HP opponents, but he was the guy that was taking the gun out of the game, which is super important.
So Morvanka is now a map that we're going to be watching the defense on. This map is going to be like still, let's see what the attacker can do.
Yeah, see if they do something different. I mean, it's not so much a throwaway tank, but you just don't have a tank that is a one-trick pony, really.
Well, I mean, the T49, like, you take the stock turret and he shields you on 0 line. A CDC, he shields you on 0 line. And it helps you a lot. It makes it a lot more difficult for the defender. Now, the 5As are just driving down. You peek out with your Bacha, you take 3 shots to the face. Biku instantly...
Yeah, he couldn't trade at all, and then the minute they peeked over again second round, it was like dump 2 into him, and he had like 135 health, I think it was, like nothing. I think he only maybe got 2 shots, 1 shot back in his return, and when you're replacing that light or that lower tier now with a Batchat or something else, it needs to...
I think we see a lot of teams go back to that classical style of bring either a lot of heavies, quick heavies, like 5As, push down the middle, or bring Batchats, push towards the city. But I feel like this is going to end up with like a lot of teams picking 5As, for example, and just pushing either through the middle or through the south side of the map into that little city, going for the fight. We win, we win. We lose, well, we lose.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I think it will... you can confirm I did not see the lineup.
Jeez. Okay, yeah.
I mean, Ryan, I want you to confirm I did not see the lineup before I said that.
You did not see the lineup, Daki. But, yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to have to do right now. Interesting to see how well the Type 5 Heavy does here.
It's very heavy from Utopia as well, though, those
mouses. Yeah, both lineups, I mean, they're going for heavy tanks. Again, like...
If I was Oops against this, let me check. What's Biku playing? Biku is playing a 5A, right? That leaves Shapanik and Muka.
5As.
If I was Oops, I would push 3 guys onto the cap straight away and have 2 5As shooting down 0 line. If you put 3 5As onto the cap straight away, the mouses are not quick enough. The Type 5 is not quick enough. That leaves 3 tanks, of which 1 is sitting in A7. You put 3 guys onto the cap, you put 2 guys straight onto the 0 line, and you fast cap, and it's game over already because the mouses will never ever get there on time. But I don't think Oops will do that, obviously.
No, it looks like they're going to try and bait out Utopia here. I mean, Utopia not pushing down into the corner in the way that Oops
Even
did
this setup for Oops is going to be very strong because the mouses will have to push in against 5As who's shooting from multiple angles. So I don't know how I feel about this Utopia defense.
Bit of blind fire there from Papa Pavin trying to connect with someone in the bushes, but...
It's taking long for Oops to start the cap, though, because if you see something like this, you start the cap because it puts pressure.
Insane, and Camille are still sitting there on the middle road looking to hopefully try and get crossfire shots, but Utopia are so far back here on the 0 line. Pretty much everyone other than Biku is sitting on that 0 line, so nothing, no vision at all here for Utopia on them. Creator will be the one to peek and see someone proxy spot probably in just a second, which he does see Shoku.
Creator is a very, very important tank in this one. He needs to make the plays right here. If he goes down at any given time, it's going to be horrible. But look at this, 5As, unspotted. Minus 1k HP for Shuku, right away.
Shoku can't go around the other way because Creator could have had a shot on him, but Shoku snaps one at Creator and misses. Milos is taking a hit. But yeah, Never Carry's taking a hit in his one as well. Raging Potato still sitting in the cap circle in his WZ5A.
It's almost impossible right now to get to Raging Potato without having to sacrifice almost everything because he's so far back onto the cap, and you can see you have to drive pretty much past Creator to get there. In the meantime, yeah, Insane and Camille are just holding the north.
Waiting for Biku to move. Biku's lost it.
As soon as they say Biku, though, I don't think they should flank through north. I think they should just sit in middle road and
Biku's
farm.
Gone, though.
One should cover middle road. The other one should be pushing onto A6. That creates a deadly crossfire onto those 5As.
Biku's gone, and they have no idea that he's gone. Although nobody else has vision of him, so nobody can say, hi, there's Biku. Biku looks like he's going to try and take middle ground. He's going to push it up into Milos. Kurloff taking a hit there. It was Deka that was spotted, probably trying to shoot Deka, and it's Kurloff that got hit. Now Raging Potato is visible there from Biku, but look at the damage Biku got for peeking over there. His turret is broken, his driver is dead, and he is in a horrible position. Where are these Batchats going to come in from Oops now?
Yeah, but these Batchats are both going around, actually, so they're going to be flanking towards A6. That is going to be those Biku and Shapanik dead, because Milos will shoot them in the back of the third if they turn around.
Insane getting the kill there onto Biku, and now we're going to see the farm going onto Shapanik because he is in no man's land. His only other option was to go forward, which he can't do. Insane now with the double kill. And this is fantastic play here from Oops.
This is just a bad lineup from Utopia. There's no mobility in this. There's no rotation power in this. This is a one-trick pony, which is never going to win in a horse race whatsoever.
Creator there getting the shot into Papa Powan. Close, but not Cigar. But it's Decha picks up the kill. Creator still surviving. So, like you said, Daki, a really important tank there. Can he survive though? Can it be like the last time? Can he make it with everyone alive? It doesn't look like it.
I don't think so. Muka coming for...
Yeah, I just jinxed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, Oops did very well the way they set up, but I think the way Utopia played it really, like, made their lineup so much more powerful. I think Oops would have a fight on their hands if a team played a more mobile setup that could actually do something, because now they had every control they wanted to, because Utopia cannot push down zero line, because they only have 2 5As. They cannot push down zero line. They just lose that trade straight away. And they cannot push out middle road, for example, and they have 3 mouses and a type 5.
And the interesting thing is, I was just going to point out, but Insane just took a hit there, is the Batchats are still on full health, and all the initial damage done at the start of the battle was done by the heavies. The Batchats weren't in the battle. They came in and pretty much turned it by dropping 2 tanks instantly, but when all the initial trading was done, the Batchats were just kind of like driving about in town. They weren't even a factor.
I don't know if I feel like Oops did amazing here or Utopia didn't. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think the way that Oops played was very good, was very set up. Those 5As are very powerful. We talked about it that at one point, like, you're going to have to push up to those houses and fight, which is kind of what they did, right? So I was right in that what I'm saying. I thought they were going to push up it a lot more times, though. I think if they triple cap, though, they win also.
Could have done that, yeah, because we would have had to draw them out to try and do
MVP
something.
Decha.
Decha this time, 4.2.
Almost feels like randoms for him.
That's damn perfect
But like,
play.
no, honestly, I think if they put 3 guys onto the cap, I think they win. I honestly think they win, because who is going to get there on time? One 5A, gonna get do 1 reset, die, and then the mouses are being there like 20 seconds later.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get away with picking 3 mouses and a type 5 and expecting to win on Ruinberg defense.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't give you a lot of rotation options. It's very easily to draw you back and forth.
It doesn't leave anything unknown. What are you gonna do? Well, I think I know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
I'm kind of disappointed with that one from Utopia. I really expected more. I think that's back to the drawing board.
Back to drawing board for that one, yeah, indeed. Now we're going into Ghost Town. We're going to be starting off with Oops on the attack. We're going to have Utopia on the defense. I think Oops can perhaps. I mean, Utopia might be a bit broken here. Maybe. They might be a bit rattled.
I think Oops might play very similar to what Gohard did with that I7 even onto the cap. I think that's an all-round pretty strong tactic. You could see the way Gohard did it was very good as well. Drawing them out, shabating them again, shabating them a 3rd time, shabating Komat's driver out of the battle. Yeah, I don't want Utopia to go down here like 5-1 or something. Like, I really want a close match.
I see them to come back into it, yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, I wonder if we're going to see again something new. We always talk about it. It's going to get talked about a hell of a lot. But I wonder, I mean, we've got a good mixed lineup between the two of them. So, I mean, tell us what you're seeing here in the lineup, Stacky.
Yeah, mouses, obviously, because we're going into Ghost Town again. I want to see how heavy Utopia is, though, because it's, oh my god, you can see mouse there, double type 5, another mouse. Oh, Utopia, they're super heavy once more. I don't know about that. So, let's see. Double type 5, double mouse, 113, double Batchat, Oops, double mouse, triple 5A, MX50B, and a Batchat. So no IS7 for Oops. So, I don't know if they can play Nordcap with this. I don't think so. I don't like if Utopia, like, I really don't know if I like being this heavy still.
I prefer teams having flexibility on.
I mean, I'm okay with like
Ghost Town.
A little bit of heaviness, but like 3 at maximum. Like, I think Gohard had 3 mouses, and that was it. But 4 and double type 5. It's gonna be hard to make this work if Oops can get the correct rotations. Karov already gets the first shot onto a type 5. That's fine. So.
Never Carry peeking over here, Kerloff facing off. Never Carry taking a little shot in the face there from the WZ. Nobody really in the kind of death alleyway that we used to see a lot of fights in previous seasons, but everyone's kind of. I mean, it's another round we were seeing the attacking team go down south rather than kind of go north.
Well, they all obviously know that there's a potential for a bad shot to be up there, right? You know, everybody's going to have a bad shot onto A1, A2 now. Bihu, I don't know if this is worth wasting your heat ammunition on, my friend. He gets one connection, gets a second connection, actually. So far, so good. You always have to be careful with shooting your heat shots on bad shot because, like, he's only carrying 3 clips. If he would fire a full clip on towards Deja, only connect 1, that leaves you with 2 clips. It's not that good.
Maths with Daki.
I am amazing at math, okay.
Raging Potato taking a shot as he advances up across here with Milosh gaining position. This is quite a
Look at all this control.
super aggressive play here.
Look at
from
all this
Oops,
control that Oops is taking. Now what this allows with F1 is the fact that they can push out C1. Shuku has to abandon that area actually, and then they just can play around the cap. They're getting a lot of map control here. Like I don't know. Utopia is just sticking together as a giant ball of death, but Oops is not going to like just drive into that. You know, they're just taking control slowly but surely. Now, once you've taken that control, you can just abandon it as well again, because you know Utopia is never going to repush that anymore for the rest of the round.
It's interesting because Milosh and Raging Potato pushed up there. They got spotted, and they knew that Shoku or another. Oh, it can only be Shoku really or Bihu. There's no other tanks there. It could have been Bihu because he's not spotted there, but they knew somebody was opposite them, so there's no point in continuing to advance there. You don't want to go in a crossfire.
You know what's the thing? Oops can just put one of their guys onto the, like, once Raging comes back, Raging should be going towards like G8 over there to cover the corner from the hold down position, because they have the bat there as well. Then they just drive either Insane or Deja behind the crane in the middle of the cap.
Yeah.
It's like a construction crane. You drive the mouse 1, maybe 2, behind that crane in the cap. Once you do that, it allows you to just cover all angles and punish, because those mouses can suffer through it.
It's an indestructible crane, so should actually use the material used for constructing that on the tanks.
Look what the mouses are doing. They can go behind the crane or in the corner, one of the 2 things. I think maybe in the corner is even better, but the crane also works for 1. So you have some sort of crossfire, but it seems like they're both going forward.
Steroids gets tracked, backs off immediately there as he trades shots here with Deja. Now, they knew Never Carry or somebody else potentially might pop over there. He gets another shot into Deja. Bihu from the background might, but he just drops off, so he missed his potential to get a clip out. They know he's there. Snapshot there from Deja on the move, so nice shot on the move. Mouse moves nice and slow enough on level ground there for him to be able to line that one up.
Look at that rotation though. Raging, Kerov, Milosh, all 3 coming from behind. Shuko is still there though, so they have to be careful, but they're not spotted so far, and they're coming into the sides of this Utopia lineup, and in the meantime the cap is still going as well, but they've actually abandoned that wall. But once Shuko comes into the fight, what does Oops do?
Oops going in here for the pincer movement. They're being shot at from front and back. Let's actually listen into the team comms of Oops and see how it's going for them.
This one's I think is gonna go here, but you were spotting with
But we have
No,
to be there.
I cannot spot.
I'm gonna go here and keep on framing him.
But can we ignore this bat actually?
It's
Oh,
gonna be
he can
hard.
wreck us on
He
a-
can wrap
on
us
the
in
back.
the butt. Can you just go into the cup again?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're doing it.
It's double mouse.
Wait,
Maybe
I
you can play on safely with this here on turret, like.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, you need to
Let's
spot
go.
this guy.
I think one is
Well,
enough.
I spot
Deja,
it,
I'm leaving you alone.
Because
Okay.
I'm focusing on this in the back. Yeah.
One in the
Maybe
cap is enough.
one more like VZ this. should go like there to punish if they will keep from there.
I mean, like an issue is that they can push me now with 2 bots.
Look at this.
Run,
Try to
just
take
run,
one.
man.
Try, yeah.
They are going with everything here and just leaving a bot in crossfire.
Okay.
I need to trigger the cap with him. Go triple cap, go triple cap, go triple cap.
I will join.
One VZ
Go
control.
with one VZ
I
behind.
think I should be outside to take damage.
No, you have the cap points. Let me go in front of you.
Okay, okay.
Raging saying,
Actually-
okay, I'm gonna watch Pacha is dropping for the boost.
Guys, get ready to pick this 113 is gonna go here. 50B.
Mouse.
Yeah, they're already going around.
I'm gonna go there and force this one.
I'm not spotting this anymore.
They're gonna pick here and here. That's what we need to finish. I don't know if they will be even in time.
No,
This
he
mouse is
will.
in the cap.
Oh, last second reset there. Oh!
Last second reset, but I don't know how much is going to help them though at the end of the day, because Oops is now pushing out onto the isolation, which is these types 5s. They have taken a lot of damage for this though. This cap is costing them. They're only 1 second away, and I think it's hitting them back.
Wow, after that was done and dusty there, Daki, we came off comms and everything there, and I would have loved to have continued hearing into the comms. It doesn't matter though, because right now, Oops, almost on a sure win there, are now forced into a team battle. Utopia have already dropped 2 tanks of Oops. Oops have lost a mouse, they've lost the WZ5A, and Utopia still have all their guns in the game right now.
This is the thing that I don't really like, you know, like there's this times as well in like other more randoms, Stronghold, Clan Wars, you're like, the cap is starting to get higher and higher, and it gets to like 80, it gets to like 90, and at one point you just put all your eggs in one basket. You just go for that cap. You're like, put everybody onto the cap, and you're like, After the game, you're like, we should have just baited them. We should have just baited them to try and reset, and that's it.
Wow. What a spectacular turnaround there. From 1 second away to winning the round to losing your entire team and only taking out 1 tank of the enemy team.
I honestly, I think if they just
the frustration.
The frustration shake. Honestly, I think if they just put like the 2 mouses onto the cap and have like the 5 A's, 2 of them go to, I think it's F7, F8. Yeah, and on the corner there where the mouse peeked up to just peek against him, they would get reset once and the mouse would bleed like 1000 HP for it. So I don't know. I think they committed a little bit too much on that cap. I think like 1 mouse should have been almost sacrificed, the lowest HP. The lowest HP should almost have been sacrificed to like be like, you know, I'll take the damage, and then Karolf and the other one sit behind. But the thing is, Karolf was sitting there, but Raging also came behind them, so he was also on that little plateau where he should have been further back around the corner, getting crossfire angle together with the 50B, and that mouse would have bled so much HP. He peeks up, he resets, but he takes like 1.2k HP. How many times can he do that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well is that we were listening to comms, and I was just saying to Daki, I was like, dude, this is really calm from Oops. It's not like the Oops of old. And you said it's not getting chaotic yet, and then just as it was like 1 second, almost done, we came off comms. Listening to the comms after that would have been quite interesting, but we'd already made the call. That was our call to come back out of comms. So, unfortunate. It looked like it was done, dusted. It was. It was like 1 second.
I told you it's not over yet.
Yeah, it's never over until that you get that final count. But
no, I think they should have, like, honestly, they were not in position anymore. They put them too much onto the cap.
It was a good call at the time, though.
It was no, the triple cap was fine.
Yeah.
Just 1 mouse had to be like a little bit of a shield. In this case, whenever carry peeks up, he should have gotten shot by Raging. Should have gotten shot by Creator. If these type 5 speaks, that's fine. There's 3 guys on the cap that should be punishing them for that. But they should have had crossfire on that corner onto that mouse. Make him bleed every time he does that. Because even if 1 guy gets resetted in a triple cap, that only removes like 30% of the cap. Well, 33.33333%.
How much?
3333. But yeah, so then he needs to like almost reset in like 10 seconds again.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to peak, and that's the way they were going to win that trade. That's the only way they were going to win that trade against 4 super heavies as well.
Yep, unlucky. So nice pick up there from Utopia. Great recovery from almost losing that one. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat there. Going into round 2 now. We're going to see Oops going to be on the defense. We're going to see Utopia going to be on the attack. Maybe we'll get something a bit more mobile this time.
Good one. I don't think so, though. Maybe. We'll see. I wonder what Oops is going to bring, though, because so far they've been...
I've saw something interesting how it's going to get played.
Well, so far Oops been very aggressive with their lineups. I don't think they're going to change much on the defense either. Might be wrong. Might not be wrong. Let's see. So Utopia only has the 2 mouses. 1 Foch B, okay. And Foch. So what is the interesting thing on the Oops lineup?
It was the Foch B. Because we've seen
it's
TDs
Utopia
being used.
with Foch B.
Sorry, the Foch B. Yeah, we've seen TDs being
Kaizu.
used before. We've seen like A3s and stuff being used before. So is it going to go in the same? Is it going to go in the same position? Is it going to be going up to like B0?
Well, we'll see. Kaizu was playing it like first at H0 and then went to like D7 and got wrecked. So let's find out. But it looks very aggressive though from Utopia. I can see that triple 5A looks like it's going straight in towards the cap. Like there's no stopping there. That's a triple cap straight from the beginning. But look at the 50Bs. They're in position.
Someone's going to get eliminated here on Utopia. 50Bs back off, and here's the shots coming in. Let's actually listen into Utopia's comms and see how they're going to play this one out. Or not, we'll just keep on listening to this one ourselves. Daki, triple cap going in, Never Carry Steroids and Papa Powen are going to be sitting in the cap circle.
This was actually not enough punishment from Oops. I mean, they could have done so much more with these 50Bs. They kind of backed off a little bit, but I don't know. They need to find the reset angle now, and they have 22 seconds to do so. And if Raging Potato peaks in that Type 5 heavy, he's gonna take 3-4-90 shots to the face. He's gonna bleed. Oops needs to group up and push. That's the only play they've got right now because they have nobody climbing. And Raging in the meantime needs to reset.
Shots coming out here. There is the reset. Raging taking a lot of damage for that reset. Papa Powin on Utopia is taking damage. Steroid on Utopia is taking damage. Oops, I've got damage on Raging Potato and Kerloff. So
you know what's the good thing about the Type 5? Because of the splash, he actually resets all three of them
yeah,
at the same time. So there's that.
When he does it again, though, he's probably going to die. Maybe.
So far, Oops is not trading very well, though.
And he missed.
Starting to get out.
Missed. They've capped. 1 second. There we go. He missed with the reset. They've capped. That's what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. You're relying on the one reset for Type 5 heavy.
I thought this was going to be the season where the Wild Bunch...
We're not going to see the Wild Bunch cap YOLO tactics.
Well, that's how you go from 3-1 to 3-3.
Yep. If you're relying on the Type 5 heavy for the reset, okay, it hits first time, it does a splash, it hits all three. But if it misses...
You really need to get a track.
Then that's it. You need you need somebody else there.
Those 50Bs need to track somebody on that corner.
Yeah, somebody should have been eliminated.
I'm not going to lie about that. Like, that is bad play. Like, players of this caliber... When somebody peeks around like that, like in a 5A, it's not the easiest of shot, but if both of you are actively seeking for that track shot, you will get it. And you always make sure you pick the one, you take the one that is the most closest to you, the inside one. They track the inside one, they don't care about the damage they take, because if they kill the 5A, that is a big advantage for them. Now they didn't do nearly enough damage, they should have tracked the 5A. And then after they track the 5A, they should have killed them. And then there's only 2 guys on the cap. But you could see there's a little bit of hesitation in those 50Bs. Like, they're on the corner, the 5A gets spotted, they're like, starting to reverse. No, you need to stand there. You need to fight. You need to track the first guy. You need to kill them. And after that, I mean, counting on one Type 5 to reset is just, like, that's nonsense.
It was a good reset first time round, but...
It is a good reset, but every time he peaks, he takes 1 to 3
damage,
shots. Yeah. It is not a trade they're going to win. And in the meantime, I think Kerolf was losing trades as well somewhere. So... I don't know. Oops, doing something aggressive again, semi-aggressive at least, trying to catch Utopia off. Utopia is like, we're having none of this. We're going with 3 5As onto the cap.
Good old Wild Bunch cap rush.
I mean, at least I know who's picking the tiebreaker side if it comes down to it.
Yeah, for sure. Unless there's some crazy quick win here on Sand River.
Yeah, maybe. Oops has to attack first. I don't know if that's an advantage though.
Pressure's on. I mean, they had an advantage. It's starting to slowly slip away from them.
Oops that kind of team? Like, was it last season or the season before? They win like the first 2 rounds and then they lose like the next 5.
They would gain a lead and then they could throw away lead really quickly. They would implode. They would have a comfortable lead. Like, I think they had a couple of 4-1s and 4-2s, and then they threw them away. Another team came back into it and they lost the tiebreakers.
Slightly feels like that. Just ever so slightly.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been more polished, but I mean, it is the first matches of the season, so teams have been maybe a bit rusty.
Actually, I value the first match of the season a lot. I mean, the first match of the season is when you have got to show everything you've prepared.
You want to make a statement, don't you?
No, you had 2 or 3 months to come up with damn good tactics, hopefully. And if the first match of the season is not good, that means that you've been wasting 2-3 months of your time already.
How different do you think it is, the change from having the lower tier to having a tier 10 now with going to 770?
I don't know if it's such a big change. It just like makes certain things more difficult, actually, more than anything. But I don't know. I think
it's more tactical bringing it in, isn't it?
I think it's good for the teams because weak links will get punished even more.
You can't have that one player who maybe isn't as, I wouldn't say skillful as everybody else, but as reliable as everybody else could play the smaller tanks. Object 140 is coming out there from Utopia this time round. It did have a slight boost to the top of its turret armor.
Yeah, it got a buff to the top turret armor. 2 5As.
Rhein Panzer there for
that's for the climb on B8, B9. We can pay attention to that so the observers can show that if he does it at one point, he will be boosted. I think he can't do it solo. And then from B8, B9, he has like a position, an overview position where he can punish a lot of different angles from. I don't know if he can do it solo. I don't know if he's even going there.
He's sitting in the middle here. Actually, where is he? I'm looking at the wrong team. That's
or is he doing it? Can he do it solo in the light? I'm not sure. I've never done it.
He is over there. It looks like he's lining up for something there. So if we had the viewpoint of Muka,
I think he's up.
On Utopia. I think he's up there already. I think he has done it solo, yeah.
Yeah, he has done it solo.
Yep, he has.
I didn't know if you could do it solo or not. Apparently
but that one's one of the faster ones, so yeah.
Yeah, so he's up, and this gives him a beautiful overview position. You can see the angles he gets from there. He sees straight over those dunes where normally, you know, when you're playing from that never carry position, like you hold on. Shoku's in trouble though.
Shoku taking a big bit of damage there.
He's lucky that they have Muka up, because otherwise Raging could cross A line. I hope Raging's not going to try, because he's going to die.
He is going for it.
Hopefully not. It would be a mistake.
I stopped. I stopped. He smells the trap. He's blind shooting, I think. Now he's going to move. He's going for it.
This is not a trade they can take. I mean, this is not a... Like, Shuku's position is not one they can exploit. It's not one where they can actually gain anything from. I mean, they can blind fire him, though, but that's also about it. They're bleeding a lot from Utopia. I don't even know.
Bihu, never carry, peeking up a little bit here. Kerlov, Deka, Creator keeping an angle on Shoku. Just keep him locked into that position. Now look at the rotation down the bottom here coming from Camille and Insane.
You know what's the thing? Oops knows so many positions. They know nice shot from Decha. They know Bihu, never carry, Steroids, Shoku. They know that Muka is almost 95% sure on that climb position.
Yeah.
That gives them 5 tanks while they have 3 committed over there. That leaves 4 tanks from Oops that can rotate around the map as they please. Do whatever they want.
At some point, Shepanik is going to say there's a tank over here. If Milosh can spot him out, or Milosh might get angled, then Camille and Insane can come all the way around. Utopia have to be thinking to themselves, where are these tanks?
Well, Shepanik is spotted, and I think he might be in trouble even.
2 Batchats just unspotted for the entire match so far. Utopia must be expecting them to come around the back.
I mean, they can expect it all they want. It's not much they can really do about it. Shepanik can hold here for a while until Oops makes a decisive move onto his position. There's not really much that can punish him from doing so either.
Shepanik's trying to get shots into Kerloff and Creator there, but he's backing off. He's going to make a move there, and he's going to make a move just at the right time because he's not going to know the Batchats are behind him. Wow, he's lost complete vision now. They can move up Cameo Insane.
Milosh was a little bit slow with that. He still got the shot. He still got the shot though, so important.
So Utopia just bleeding HP. Every time they peek, there is a Oops gun waiting to shoot at them.
Right now, I mean, right now Oops can like start capping, or they can push with Insane and Camille over where Milosh is and just go through the dip and go kill Shepanik. Or at least one of them. I don't know. I think Shepanik is the real weak link so far in this lineup.
Nice shot there from Never Carry into Kerloff.
Look what Milosh is doing right now.
Milosh now going super aggressive there, sticking his face up there into Shepanik. Camille is spotted. Insane is just lurking around the base. Milosh just pushing right up into Shepanik's face.
Shepanik should go down for this.
Yeah, he can trade with him now. He's got the HP advantage and he's got a 4-shot ready to go.
Muka might give 1 shot, but that's also going to be about it. I mean, Milosh can just control him there, because Shepanik, I don't think is safe.
Milosh is a bit of a crossfire there. He's in a dangerous position now. Shepanik's going to get shot into him as well.
Why is he watching towards Muka? That is the question.
Because he doesn't want shot by Muka. Oh, come on, mate. Those trades. Missed there. Milosh. Be better than this, man. Get another one in. Oh, wow.
That was bad.
Good overwatch there by Muka, protecting his teammate. Milosh gets dropped. Biku now got shot in the back there, so they're going to realise that Oops have their teammates over. Deka taking a little bit of damage there on Oops. Now, Oops have lost a tank. They've lost Milosh in a batch at 25. As a damage dealer, how can he come back into this? They need to drop a tank of Utopia.
Well, nice peek there, though, from Utopia. Steroids and Biku peeking over. Shepanik should finally go down, because they really need him out of this game right now, so they actually don't have to watch towards that side all the time. Milosh made a big mistake.
Bika and Steroids pushing over now onto Kerloff. Steroids missed the shot. Biku hit his, and Biku took a lot of damage for it. They could have killed Kerloff there.
Could have, but they would have traded really badly for that. Milosh made a mistake that he didn't commit.
Insane now getting shot as well.
Yeah, but Insane should kill him. There we go, finally. Milosh made the mistake of not committing. Sometimes at that point where he should have just went for it and peeked out up and around. Especially the fact where he was looking towards Muka was pointless. He should have been watching Shepanik no matter what happens. And then when Shepanik pushes forward, he should commit as well and kill him. Instead, he drove backwards, and Shepanik went hold down, and Milosh couldn't kill him.
It's like, okay, just go for it. Take 1 shot from the Rhine Panzer, but again, get your 2 shots into the object, and then you can go away. Instead, he was caught between looking back and forward and allowed, like, I think it was 3 shots eventually from the Rhine Panzer and 1 from the object. I mean, Muka can snipe away. It's got a good gun for doing so, but it's just a little bit of damage each time. So you can see Biku taking more damage there on Utopia. Deka pushing over in the middle, getting focused here a little bit from Never Carry. Never Carry's still got a lot of HP. He's been trading for quite a while here in that situation.
Yeah, Never Carry is actually doing very, very well from that position. Oops had a comfortable lead, and now it's like kind of stalemate, and there's not really anything they can push out right now. I mean, they're still bleeding a little bit. Insane takes the blind shot even, I think, and it's dead even between the two teams, and they can't cap number one. I mean, they could try. They could put somebody on that. If he's stationary, they're not going to spot him. So that might be maybe over potential, but I'd almost say that it'd be better for Oops because they know Shuku is low, they know Muka is kind of low, is to take their high health bad shots, which is Camille and Raging, and get across the A-line. If they get across the A-line, they would win.
Yeah, this Muka has been shooting down into Insane now. Papa Pavin has came over there to help him as well. Now, Papa Pavin has a full clip in a back chat. If Papa Pavin can get a couple of shots out, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Crater taking a big hit there, 506 to the face. And there it is. There's the Overwatch from Papa Pavin trying to get shots into Insane here. As Never Carry drops Crater there. And this is going into Utopia's favour here, Daki.
Yeah, these bad shots, Camille and Raging, are really not doing anything for Oops so far. I mean, they're just sitting on the back lines. They're not really making a play. In the meantime, Never Carry is having a free reign. He needs to be careful, though, because like that was a bad peak from him.
2 shots connected. 1 shot looked like it bounced, perhaps. Another one missed.
But look how even they are. There
Yeah.
is literally 177 HP difference between the two teams. And I think Oops has the advantage of having 2 remotely healthy bad shots that can just push in.
Whereas Utopia's got the gun in the game, even although it's a round Panzer, it can still
I think all that
do
Oops
damage.
has to do is push over with 2 bad shots at the same time. And then Insane to cover fire, and then the 5As to make a peak. Like, Decha has some HP to work with, but these bad shots need to like come out of the unspotted, so you don't see them coming whatsoever until it's too late, and then push over.
They're right up against the line, though, that's the problem. It looks like they're wanting to perhaps push over at the same time, but it's going to come down to shot discipline. It's going to come into focus as Raging Potato was the first one round. He does the YOLO, focusing to Never Carry. Now he can get shots into Bihu and Steroids as Decha gets the kill as well into Bihu. Now there's going to be a kill here as Camille gets the one into Steroids, and Daki, exactly as you said, combined push there, well coordinated there from Oops, and immediately is now back into their favour.
Yeah, they should be winning out this round now. There should be no way for them to throw this away. I mean, never say never, right? Please don't do it.
Papa Pavin picking up the double kill. Camille needs to pressure Shoku here. He needs to bully him away from his teammates because you don't want him to still peek and do damage.
Well, Raging is reloading right now. Papa Pavin is a very crucial factor here, and Decha is actually in a very bad position because, I mean, Muka could peek at one point and clean him up. But they need to find Shuku. They need to find Shuku quickly. If Raging goes down here, that is the game.
Raging spots him. Shoku doesn't get a kill. And
365. 365. He was 373 HP. Bad shot gun 390. 390.
Raging Potato, luck was on your side today, laddie. Wow. Shoku must be raging right now about that. Shoku will be the raging
I would be very calm
non-potato.
about that.
Yeah, I'd be pretty vocal.
I don't know, I'd be super calm about it if that happened to me.
Super calm? No salt.
It's a very close round, though, and I don't know if Camille here peeking out against Papa Pavin is the best thing. I mean, Camille's a one-shot, Raging's a one-shot. That guy's a
getting
two-shot.
the kill.
Why? Why are you peeking this?
What
because
are
of
you
time.
guys doing? Come
Because of
on!
time.
30 seconds.
I think Utopia have won this.
Mucka with the triple kill now. Decha, only one left, 20 seconds. Utopia can just back off. They just need to, they just realised that.
They waited too long.
They're just like, we're backing off, we're defending, see you later, we don't have to take the fight. Mucka's going to go out and distract him. Papa Pound's just going to say, bye mate, I'm going down to our spawn. Well. Game of Thrones, Decky?
I think Oops waited way too long to make that move with those 2 bad shots. I think I said it when there was like 5 or 4 minutes left that they should be taking these bad shots and push A-line, or they should be pushing anywhere with
This
those
is
2
going to be
bats.
this is going to be a prediction correct for me and you, but wrong teams.
Maybe. No, I think I said at 4 minutes or 5 minutes that they need to take these 2 bad shots and make a move with them. There's Raging and Camille on full HP bad shots versus a team that's half dead, all of them.
Yeah.
And they need to make a play, and then they didn't make a play whatsoever. And I don't know.
Mucka, well played, laddie.
Yeah, well done to Muka, but I think it's only because Oops left it too late.
Allowed him to
No,
farm it, yeah.
There's a few things Oops did bad. Milosh, I mean, we expect a higher standard from him.
Yeah, he should have. He should have. Yeah.
Either they coordinate between him and Insane and they push in together and they just kill him. Milos locks him down from the bottom side. Insane pushes from the top. They kill him.
Yeah.
Or he commits and kills him and he trades 1 for 1 and not put Insane into a bad situation.
If he just pushed and got his 2 shots off, he wouldn't have died. He would have killed him. He could have died. He could have gone safe.
He would probably have died because the 5-8 would swing their gun and kill him. He would have 99%.
But he still would have been kill for kill. Whereas instead he died and he didn't get
I think
kill.
he should have waited for Insane longer. Yeah, oops. That's disappointing.
It was an oops. Oops, indeed. Well-named team. But yeah, I mean, when they pushed over, that was it. I was like, okay, they've got back control, and it's just driving in front of the guns. Why, guys? Like you're doing good there. You had, you know, you had the back advantage of it, and now you don't have the advantage. Like, you know, calm, play it safe. You know, settle down.
Yeah, it's honestly just slow. Honestly, just being slow and a few mistakes here or there, some bad trades coming out. I don't know. I mean, Utopia did well to hold on for that long, though, because they had, like, bad trades in the beginning. They had no map control from the beginning. They pretty much lost every single side. And they made it work, which was especially, I think, Never Carry did a good job in that game.
Did well. He was in that 8th position for ages.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how much damage he did there, or how much damage he blocked.
I think he did really well, but, like, oops, honestly, should have won that one, and that's what's so disappointing about it. Now they're down, and this could be the first tiebreaker of the season. Yeah,
now they're on the back foot. Utopia are now going to be the ones who are attacking. It's now going to be Oops on the defense. Let's have a look and see what the teams are bringing to the battle. I can already see we have a T100 here for Utopia. We have an STRV. Patton coming out there for Oops.
Patton, I mean, we've already seen it from Go Hard, right? So we kind of know what way it's going to work. Perhaps they have the same training partner, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Oops also have 4 back chats, 2 WZs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Wondering what Utopia is going to be doing with this. STRV, triple bot. Looks very like what Gohard did it later on, but look at what Oops is doing. Look how aggressive they're going.
Super aggressive here. They're going to clash up in this top corner potentially, and this might be over really quickly, Daggy. Already Papa Powin being focused down to 226 health. He's needing to back off. He is down as Insane picks up the first kill of the round.
Yeah, I mean, now Utopia's going to push forward, but is this really going to be working out? I don't think so. I mean, look at them. They're driving against each other.
What are you guys doing? It's an old-fashioned brawl here. Let's listen into the team speak of Utopia and see if they can fight their way out of this.
A za mną to co?
Przodu z przodu. Insane.
A, hity ma no. Tego 400. Skończysz?
Ja kończę. Nie.
Kończ.
Kończysz? Kończycie tego bata?
Ja muszę te baty, bo one nie mają pestek.
Te
baty nie mają pestek. Szybko.
Baton,
DKD.
WZ mamy na close. Szykuj się. Never. Zobacz, nie masz HP.
Obiadą.
Po ciebie jedzie, miłość.
Po nas WZ wjeżdżają.
O, to kurwa wyjebane. No po mnie ładnie wjechali. Tutaj też, czemu tak jeszcze?
Gdzie to lata w ogóle?
No i gąski.
O i tylko kontrami nas wygrali, kurwa. Ładnie mnie wyciągnęli.
Ale...
Well, that was as quick as the ghost town one, maybe.
It's like, you know, we ran out of time last round. We'll make sure this round. I mean, it was a good play, though. I mean, it was this complete counter to the standard.
For those not familiar with the languages, Utopia are a mainly Polish team. So if you were Polish, well done for spotting out some particular choice words. I did notice some myself.
Very calm.
Yeah, very calm. They were nice and patient. There was no anger, no naughty words really. I heard some.
You wouldn't even know because you don't even speak Polish.
I know many swear words in many different countries.
That's because people like to call you names.
Oh, that's just mean. That's just mean, Daki.
Mean but true. So I think Oops gets to pick the side. I think.
I think from that one, no. Do you think that was quicker than Ghost Town?
Oops does not get to pick the side.
Oops were defending that time.
Yeah, I mean Utopia gets to pick.
Utopia
because they either won Muravanka the quickest on the attack, or they either won Ghost
Town I think was the quickest.
So
Ghost Town. So we'll find out in a second. We'll hear
it
the
has to be Utopia.
voice from above. All predictions are out the window now. So
first tiebreaker of the season. It's been sloppy from both these teams though.
Yeah.
Early season.
Utopia are taking defense.
Not surprised. I mean, if you're gonna play on Cliff, you might as well take the side that gives you the time advantage, right?
Now here's the interesting thing, right? Cliff was always something where you'd see like lots of Batchats AP, or you'd see lots of Batchats something else. Could we potentially see our first lineup where it's 7 Batchats, 7 of the same tank?
Yes.
Okay.
Theoretically, but I think a lot of teams will swing in the TVP at
We're
least.
still bringing another one, yeah.
Yeah, I think they would at least bring a TVP. I mean, 6 bats can work. It's like
6 bats to TV. Oh yeah, you'd have that TVP.
A lot of
in the
teams will
backline.
now maybe like I've already seen on an NA. It wasn't such a bad thing. Like bring something like a Sheridan, for example, because the Sheridan has the T49 gun. Something that could smack a bat shot for 900. Like the one shot wonder.
If you the one shot, one opportunity.
Go Fast and Furious. One up me.
If you're in the past we see like the Scorpion back camping. I mean, are you going to replace that with something else? You're still going to do a similar tactic?
It would be an STRV, right? I mean, it's already an STRV, but like I don't know, 6 bats is not so reliable because like with the extra tier 10, you can see teams picking like a heavy or 1 or 2 Russian mediums because they feel like they can get away with it. Like they don't have to pick like they don't have like a heavy and then like a tier 8. Now they can have like a heavy and it's still 6 bat shots.
Yeah.
Or like a heavy Russian medium, still 5 bat
you still
shots.
have the anchor and you still have the flexibility.
Well, before they would have like, it wouldn't be that strong, but now they can actually, and especially with the introduction of the 5A as well.
Yeah.
There might be 1 or 2 of those around.
And as we said, things are moving along a lot quicker now in between matches for downtimes and stuff, so we don't have as much of a pause when it goes into tiebreakers because, well, everyone knows the tiebreakers in advance and they've got to be quick with the potential tactics and tank picks. And here is those tank picks. So no, we do not get 7, but we get 6.
6 bat shots and a 5A. I mean, we did say that there's room for a...
double STRV on the defense from Utopia.
I don't know if I like that double STRV. It's very risky. I mean, it does work well against bat shots, but on the defense, double STRV, what do? Park 1 on A1, park 1 on A5, or you park them both on A5? I don't know if I'm a fan of this, honestly.
Yeah, it's one of these ones. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you're like, well, there's your problem.
Well, what a surprise. One of them is going to go park on A1, and the other one is going to go sit on A5.
Yeah. Never Carry spots out 3 Batchats rushing through the middle. They get through almost safe as Creator takes a shot from Never Carry.
Yeah, Creator running a medkit because his commander went down almost immediately. He gets that one up. This is a strong hold though from Utopia because like you have Never Carry in that position at the houses, which is kind of safe.
Muka's now up to B1. Yeah,
Muka can shoot down into 1-2 line. In the meantime, they don't really have hill control, but I mean, if Oops. The almost immediate counter for this for Oops would be like play super aggressive on eastern side, like like super aggressive eastern side. Take 3 or 4 bat shots, push it out, have like 1 bat shot on the hill, and have the 5A. I don't know why, maybe even playing on the hill as well. But like
so now Decha has been shot and he's been shot by Muka, so he can tell his team, hey, one of the STRVs is over here. Decha, why would you? Okay. Oh, a little bit of rage shake there. Muka's going to get a bit of a free farm here. Can he get a tracking shot?
I don't know what Decha is doing.
He's trying to get behind the rocks or something. I don't know. Is he going AFK? Is he disconnected and just driving forward? What are they trying to do?
Well, Oops is pushing.
Oops is, whoa, double ricochet there on Shoku from Camille, and Camille's going to go down. He is not getting this trade. Raging Potato is now trying to shoot into Shoku, and Shoku is doing a lot of damage. He should have gone down much quicker than that. Oops are just driving into the guns of Utopia, and they're literally throwing this one out the window right now.
Yeah, I don't think this is working out very well for Oops. All the guns were already looking over there. They lost Insane almost instantly. Camille didn't go much better. They took down Shoku, but that is like, not really the ideal situation, I'd say, for Oops. And Utopia, I think, is going to run away with this one in the end. I mean, that push, you could see Decha there. He's like supposed to push to the rock and take some shots, but with Papa Pavian and 2 bats covering on towards Shoku.
I was going to say just actually before the push happened as well that the danger of anything that Oops try and do is you literally need to drive into an STRV at this level to spot it.
The saving grace is there's 4k HP difference. But the reality, never mind. There's no saving grace. It's over.
Yeah. This is old school Oops in a way.
I mean,
New lineup, teething problems, got to get settled, but Utopia just coming out better, and Utopia the same. They're a team that has got new people in it, new people playing tanks that perhaps they're not necessarily familiar with. Papa Pavin making a move onto different tanks and doing a hell of a job for his team, to be honest.
maybe some communication issues for Oops. The push wasn't well timed, or something went wrong, or there was a tank from Utopia in a position they didn't expect, but the result doesn't matter because Utopia hold on very well. They do the damage, they connect the shots, they take the guns out of the game before they can do anything, and they win. And that's in the end of the day all that matters.
Yeah, winning's winning. Now, Milos, Raging Potato, Kerloff are the only people left on their team. So that's the batch at 3 batch at 25, sorry, on Utopia. Oops. Whereas Utopia have WZ5A and STRV and 2 batch chats. So a lot of firepower, and yeah, it's if Oops can turn this one around, that will be the turn of the century, to be honest.
If, that's a very big if. I don't believe in it whatsoever. I mean, this will never happen. This will never ever happen. There is no chance.
That slight doubt, that slight terror of, come on, nobody's going to throw this one. Nobody's going to throw.
There's no way to.
You've got 2 full health.
Even if everybody except even if everybody except for Papa Pavian and Muka dies, I think Utopia still win because the STRVs just cosplay as a bush and kill you.
It's one advances and one sits back and shoots. I mean, they're blind firing. Papa Pavin is blind firing where Milos is constantly. Milos is going to get hit now.
They could like siege up, you know, back to back and just defend each other. You know what I mean?
They're trading shots with each other and they can't see each other. Raging Potato is going to come back around. He's going to get shot in the face by Muka as soon as he comes around the corner. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like what I would say last year with Oops. You would expect better from Oops, but at the same time, I mean, I think Mojo was the one said on both teams, you don't know what to expect from both teams. You know, you don't know how settled they're going to be. You don't know how well.
Yeah, so far it didn't look that good for either team. Also, like neither of the 2 teams really impressed me.
It's more really each of them are capitalizing on the other team's mistakes rather than doing anything particularly fantastic themselves. You even said it yourself in Runeberg, how much of it was a great play from Oops or just a bad play from Utopia?
I don't know, both these teams didn't really impress me because they had good rounds and then really disastrous rounds, like trading between those 2. And I think Oops is going to be looking back at Sand River and realize that they left it a little bit too long to make their move on towards Utopia, and it cost them. It cost them really badly. Because without that, it would not be a tiebreaker.
There's lots of missed shots we're seeing as well, I've noticed as well. We're seeing a lot of shots that should be fairly easy shots for players of this caliber to make. They're missing. You'd think it's somebody like me behind the screen. There we have it. Utopia win 5-4, taking the tiebreaker and taking 2 points from it on the board, and 1 going to Oops.
I mean,